Um, Hi guys. Um, Basically, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about shoe on head or shoe off head as she's going by now. I came across this video of entitled "Feminist Movie Logic," which she's doing with her boyfriend Armoured Skeptic. By the way, Jen, absolutely love you. I have done since your shoe on head days. Um, I loved it when you guested for Sergeant Cat. Um, but enough with the fangirling. I hope you don't mind me using this. I did try to get onto the original. Um, I did try to get onto the original thing. I think you linked to it. That's what I used. It was set to private, so I decided just to use it off of this. I'm not going to talk about your commentary much. There are a couple of things that I disagree with, and I'm going to respectfully rebut them with my own opinions on this. Although it will be, whatchamacallit, educated opinions. Yeah, studying acting and stuff like that. It does give you an insight, and I know you've studied like directing and stuff like that. It's giving you an insight, and I would like to bounce off of you with that one, and hopefully start off something where we sort of say, yeah, but this and that and the next thing, right? I also have several clips of Age of Ultron, and one of them is pretty crappy quality. I really, really am sorry for that. It's not my video. Okay, all the clips that I'm going to use are under fair use. Okay, I am not making money off of this. I have not monetized my account. Um, I I don't have a Patreon. I don't have anything like that. I don't make money off of anybody's videos that I use. Okay? Now that we can get down to it, I have a script, or rather notes, so that I don't get off topic, which I kind of did in the first 5 minutes of this. So, okay, get down to it. Go.
I am 1,000% ready.
Okay, so hey guys, I'm sick. I have laryngitis, but you're gonna have to deal with my weird, raspy jazz singer voice. And Skeptic is also sick.
Yeah, my voice is fine, but I'm not wearing any pants, so you're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, we were in Canada for like 2 weeks, and we both got sick from probably going outside and interacting with people on Halloween.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Introverts 1, extroverts 0.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, right, I'm gonna skip this bit because it's just you talking about personal stuff, okay? Get right down to the nitty gritty of this stuff. See if I can time it right.
Yes. You really need to, but
we're gonna talk about Steve Shives' wife. We don't need to. But
no, we definitely.
I'm going to talk about a video that talks about Steve Shives. I don't really need to. I just thought I would. Okay. Carry on.
I don't need to. His work, his credentials, or lack thereof, depending on your opinion, as a writer of women, as a feminist writer and filmmaker. So, let's just dive right in, shall we? Well, let's talk about the new Avengers.
I don't think anybody should call them a feminist anything, because then you put yourself in such a little box, and the feminists all, like, praise you, and if you do one thing wrong, like...
I don't really think that Joss Wheadon sees himself as a feminist filmmaker, a feminist writer. He is a feminist who happens to be a filmmaker. Because that's the reason why...
I should just point out, this when I was first watching this video, I got really, really confused and thought they were talking about Will Wheaton. And I don't know what the hell happened, but I ended up trying to talk about Will Wheaton, which didn't really happen because all I got was shut up, Wesley.
This topic of Joss Whedon and his feminism is sort of a hot topic over the last few weeks, because the new Avengers movie came out, and there was a little bit of a Twitter backlash against it, where
a little bit. This is where I took exception with Steve Shives. A little bit is when 2 or 3 people are saying, I didn't really agree with that. A proper backlash happens when people are calling you a sexist asshole for something that they didn't like in a movie that they went to see. They paid money to go see, by the way. And yes, I have snacks. So just, I've come prepared, okay?
there were some feminists on Twitter that were not happy with the way the movie handled its female characters.
Some
feminists
like
and weren't happy were both giant understatements.
Isn't this the situation that Rational Wiki wrote about in your thing? Like, the only thing about you they wrote about was your opinion on this Joss Wheadon?
Yeah, it said that I believed in a conspiracy that Joss Wheadon left Twitter for reasons he said, for reasons other than what he said. A backlash coincided with...
I believe that as well. Like, he said that he was needing to take a break from Twitter. And I believe that he was hounded off of Twitter. Rational Wiki, come get me.
Wheadon taking a step back from Twitter, which he says he had always planned to do, and it wasn't related, but there was a lot of conflating of those events where people said,
Poor timing.
Yeah, people said,
she
rolled her eyes. She knows. Okay? It's not It's not a conspiracy. Even fucking feminists know that he left because he had always planned to do, and it wasn't.
And you saw shot-by-shot remake of her rolling her eyes. That was just hysterical, just like, yeah, fucking what?
Related, but there was
you see that?
Yeah.
See that eye roll? She knows it's not true.
Did you think, specifically about the issues that people raised about the treatment of Black Widow and the treatment of women in the new Avengers movie?
Now we're getting to the meat of it. Now I can use my notes.
Ready for this 10-10 commentary?
That big reveal here.
Well, I guess I'm a bad feminist because I
guess I'm a bad feminist because I enjoyed a movie. It's like, yeah, that's my wife. She's gonna have opinions that are like mine.
Shit-eating grin.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, really, I just blasphemed there. Bad Christian. But yeah, you see how pronounced the bottom of his cupid's bow is? Like the part of the lip that the cupid's bow goes down into. That's so pronounced. I'm sorry, you just don't see that. You just don't see that when he's doing anything other than doing this.
really noticed anything. I mean, I did notice how she was sort of reduced to being, as somebody called it, the Hulk Whisperer. You know, she was the one who talked him down out of, which was a little ridiculous.
She was the only one who could talk the Hulk into believing that Banner was safe. The only one of the team. She was the only one who could put the Hulk to sleep. And the Hulk only comes out when Banner is in trouble. Okay? And she's the only one who can talk him down almost. Like, it's okay. Banner is safe with us. You don't need to protect him with us. Which is pretty awesome.
But
why?
I mean, I'm not a big fan. I hate superhero movies.
And therein lies your crux of the problem. You hate superhero movies, so therefore you're going to hate this no matter what.
Why?
I mean, you know, people said that, oh, well, I guess she can't be a real woman unless she can't have children.
Right, because that.
So, are people saying this? Or is the movie saying this? Because you can't flip-flop between the two of them. I've seen this enough to make notes off of. So, let's conflate this. Are people saying that, or is the movie saying that? Because it's two completely different things.
That was the problem.
Yeah,
and
that turns out to be like her tragedy.
Right, but that's not
her tragedy. I will let Skeptic say what he needs to say in this video, but that is not Black Widow's tragedy. Let's get that one thing straight. It's not. I will explain later, but this is not. But not having children is not Black Widow's tragedy. Black Widow's tragedy is related to not having children, but it's not that.
It's not what the movie was saying, though. People were blowing that way out of proportion, obviously. I mean, the movie was saying that that's Scarlett Johansson's personal pain. She sees
Black Widow. If you really like to be technical, we could go into like Natasha Romanoff or Natalia Romanoff. I'm actually convinced, and I haven't actually read any Black Widow comics, but I'm actually convinced that Natasha is Russian royalty, and they convinced her what they convinced her in the movie. And what she says in the movie is what they convinced her, but they actually sterilized her to end the Romanov line.
She's herself as a monster because she can't have babies. She has no uterus.
Yeah. Now that is where you and I parted ways, Skeptic, and I'm going to say this. Respect your opinion. Okay, right? But it's not what I got from the scene. What I got from the scene was Black Widow actually saying that being a mindless killing machine created by the Red Room, presumably by Hydra, or a branch of Hydra, for the purposes of killing enemies, made her a monster. And the reason that and the way that they done it was by sterilizing her so that she wouldn't be distracted by anything. That's the reason why she sees herself as a monster. Because they created her as a mindless killing machine from an early age. And that's where you and I part companies. But that's all I'm going to say. That's what I got from the scene. You might have got something different. I happen to think all the clues are there in the scene. That is not the case.
Or she was
her little personal dilemma and her personal demons or whatever. And didn't the Hulk talk about something too? And
yeah, that wasn't Joss saying that if you have no uterus, you're not a real woman.
Of course, the only way a woman can find meaning in life is to have children. I mean,
yes.
We all disagree that her not being able to have children does not make her a fucking monster. Obviously, nobody thinks that. We were not supposed to think that. We're supposed to sympathize for Scarlett and be like, "Oh, Scarlett, no, don't be like that. No,
yeah, exactly.
No." The whole point is that two of the members of this team see themselves as monsters, yet the two of them have done the most heroic actions in the team. That's what I got anyway.
You're not a monster. You're a beautiful woman, beautiful on the inside. You don't need to have children to define yourself as a woman.
Yeah.
Nobody with half a fucking brain would see that as the movie saying you're not a woman if you can't have children.
She sort of had to get talked into being a hero.
Right.
By guy.
When?
And
no. You mean a person had to be talked into being a hero by another person, and one of them happened to be a guy and one of them happened to be a girl?
I would actually argue that it's the other way round. And the Black Widow is the one convincing Hulk that he's a hero. Black Widow has come to terms with what she has done in the past. But for the Hulk, I mean, they all have their little things that she's gotten into, right? This is exactly what the Hulk went through. We don't see what went on in his head. We see what went on in everybody else's head. But because I have no idea what that was. But because the Hulk had a more violent reaction to it, we see this happen instead.
Alright, everybody, stand down. You listening? That little witch is messing with your mind. You're stronger than her. You're smarter than her. You're Bruce Banner. Right, don't mention Puny Banner. You're in the back? Dick move, Banner. Veronica, give me a hand. Go sleep, go to sleep.
I think I was running off of that clip. To say this about it. It was revealed at the end of Avengers that Bruce can control the Hulk. When he turns into the Hulk deliberately, he can control him. And him coming to terms with that allowed him, in the 2 years that the Avengers were off trying to find Loki's scepter, it allowed Bruce to keep control of the Hulk. However, once Wanda messes with his mind, he loses control of the Hulk. Perhaps for the first time in 2 years. I mean, we don't see it the in between 2 years, but he loses control of the Hulk for the first time in a long time, and then we see him scared witless. And this is the part where he's coming to it. He's like, nobody can trust me because if I lose control, I can't control him. And it scares me. And she's like, look, listen, this is my backstory. This is what scares me witless. We're two monsters on the same team. And privately, every single member is going through their own private battles. Every single member. It's just that Hulk and Black Widow are the only ones who, apart from Steve and Tony, who kind of have this abs off contest, are the only ones to talk to each other about it. Which isn't sexist. It's a natural reaction to you going through something. You want to find someone to talk to, and usually you find someone who's going through almost exactly the same thing that you're going through, and you will talk to them about it. These people clearly have never had any problems in their entire life, and they have never had anyone who's going through the same problems. They've never talked to anyone about it.
Let's forget about the scene where Scarlett Johansson had to talk the Hulk into being a hero. Only men should talk to men in movies, and only women should talk to women in movies, and then everybody will be happy.
I think everybody who goes on and waxes just to the high heaven about how great Joss Wheadon is from a feminist perspective, I think everybody should take their praise and support female directors who bring a female.
Oh my god, you see Steve's? No.
Okay, right. I really want to talk about female directors now, but I don't want this to be going on for too long, so I'm gonna curtail it there and then add in a part 2. So I'll catch you in part 2.